Well, hello, and today we are doing another one in the series of Lanzarote villages. And those of you who know the island well will recognise the LZ201, which runs between Maguez and Ye. And at this point, you can turn left and go and visit the village of Guinate. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take a left and walk through the village for you and show you what's there. I've driven through it hundreds of times, and there's one particular place which is worth watching until the end for that I go to frequently. But actually, I've never really walked through the village and tried to spot what's there and what's interesting. So that's what we're going to do today. That's a fairly murky and misty day, but hey, it's January. That's life. The first thing of note is this track here, which is only less than 100 metres from the main road, and you can park your car on this bit of dirt land here, and it's a cracking 10-kilometre walk you can do, circular walk. Takes you through the mountains, some lovely views. We used to walk the dog on it quite often. Now we're about 200 metres from the main road and the village starts to open out in front of us. Guinate is unusual in that, unlike most villages and towns on the island which have a through road, there is no through road here, so you get to the end and you have to turn around and come back out, as you'll see shortly. A dog barking at us there, and the first thing you come to as you come into the village is a fork in the road. But I'm going to take the left fork first of all and see what's down here, and then we'll come back up and take the right hand fork, which is the one with, when it's less misty, the money shop at the end. Feels very rural here with the cocks crowing and the dogs barking. There's a field of some sort of veg there, not sure what that is. And the first thing we come to is this lovely little church on the left, tiny, probably more a chapel than a church. Certainly couldn't get a very big congregation in there, but there is a bell to call the worshippers to the service. No information outside about when they hold their masses. And as you can see, Guinate is surrounded on both sides by quite high hills, so it's quite a sheltered valley, but it is windy today, as you can probably hear. There you can see the right hand fork and where that goes. As I say, we'll be going back up to the main road and onto that shortly. Small children's playground here, which I've never noticed before. In fact, it's more than that. It's got those sort of exercise machines as well as a seesaw. And actually, this is the Centro Social Cultural. So this is actually the sociedad for the village, which has a very nice garden to my right. And there's a sign on there. Let's go and check that out. It's opened in 2018. And recognising Eloy Betancourt Perdomo and Doña Trina Armas Mesa for their active participation in creating the Centro Cultural. Let's carry on. This place has obviously been empty for some time. It's got moss growing on the windows, so they are obviously facing due north. Most of them are broken, sadly. caves up on the hills there. And this road now turns into dirt track. And I know from previous experience that there's not much more down here apart from a few very isolated houses. So I'll just get the shot at the end for you and then turn around and go back and we'll check out the other fork. There you go, the road just, the track really, meanders around to those two ruined buildings at the end, which are on the cliff top because of course those are the Famara Cliffs. So we'll turn around and go and do the other fork now. And we're now going to take the right hand fork, and right at the top of it is this lovely little shelter that I might need because there definitely feels like there's some rain in the air. Very fertile, this valley. You sort of get this time of year, a mist that rolls in, as you can see, over the hills and brings lots of moisture, which of course saves on watering. Lots of interesting stuff growing in this field. And that's maize, I think, at the front and at the back, and vegetables and herbs in the middle. Some very big cabbages there on the far side. This looks really well tended. You can't really see it very well from here, but at the back there is, or used to be, Guinate Animal Park. And the park was a place where you could take kids and they could pet the goats and feed them and see all the farm animals, but they also took on some exotic animals, exotic birds, reptiles and stuff like that. And they were in financial difficulty for years, and unfortunately COVID finished them off. So the animals had to be rehoused, and it's just been sitting empty ever since. Quite sadly. It's a big old area, as you can see. Just a shame to see it all shut up and closed off and no doubt deteriorating behind these walls. Make a magnificent home for someone with lots of land. And this is the old entrance and the car park for it. I don't think that bus there is a tourist bus. I think it's one that does the school runs, so it's just waiting to go and pick the kids up from school. A few goats with their owners across there. And now we come round to the view I talked about at the beginning of the video, which is absolutely epic, of the island of La Graciosa. And as you can see, it's full of cars where people have come to take pictures of it. We'll go down and get a closer look. From here you get that amazing view of La Graciosa, and in the distance the island of Alegranza. And you can see the white houses of the town in La Graciosa, Caleta de Sebo. If you come right to the end, you see the Famara Cliffs, and you can probably hear the surf down there. We have an easterly wind this morning, which is a bit weird. And that area, of course, is known as the Rio, the river, hence Mirador del Rio. Well, there you go. I'm going to turn around now and walk back up the hill towards where I left the car. Not the most exciting village in the world, but it's worth it for that view. And my advice to you is park at the top of the village and walk through and get a feel for rural Lanzarote life. And don't bung up the few parking spaces down there, but then go and enjoy the view. And on a sunny day, it's even better than it was today for obvious reasons. Thanks for watching this next episode in the series The Villages of Lanzarote. And from me, it's bye from Guinate.